All right, shalom. I'd like to start with saying, Call Halayim La Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, by Shem Harakak Radash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, double honor to our elder apostles as well, to her one by Yah Charlotte down here in the Lions Gate camp. Salutations to the Ark that are pushing the truth, sincerity, and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. I'm Chnak Sa'an by Yah Charlotte from the Lions Den of Yah Charlotte camp. And this is another Lions Den news and prophecy. The second Ezra chapter 15 and 1 said, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, because they are faithful and true. Right. So we're almost a whole weekend between the United States and Israel teaming up against Iran. And there's a whole lot of things that's happened in the process. And one major thing is this is it's like this article right here where it says Trump said troops on the ground, the numbers say disaster. All right. So remember, there was a time where Trump said he would never put boots on the ground. This little boy looked like a grown ass man. But anyway, yeah, man. But it's looking like different the way it's looking now. You know, and it's crazy, man, because people are getting bent out of shape. A lot of people are trying to act like they ain't scared, but they scared. I did a post on Facebook the other day, and got it kind of ruffled some feathers. I had posted like somebody had posted like a bomb, Iran shot a missile towards the United States, and it was directed towards Jacksonville, Florida, and that's where I live. So I had some people commenting, "Stop spreading these lies, spreading these rumors. That's false news." Da 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 da. But it said CC hashtag CC, meaning check the comments, and all it was is somebody going shoo and scrolling their middle finger across the camera so you'll see it go across your screen. It was a fucking joke. But people are so bent out of shape of what's going on, and you know what it is? What it is, it's expected that something's going to happen here because low key, they no matter how much they try to deny it, they always want to be diehard Americans. Nobody can take down America. But it's a thought in the back of their mind that something's going to happen because of all the atrocities that the United States have done to other people. That's just the way of the universe. I don't care how you want to look at it. You're going to reap what you sow in the earth. All right, and the Lord's finna do the reaping. All right, so you know, so now with them putting troops on ground, that's going to be a disaster for the United States. You're going to find yourself in another situation like the Vietnam War. They went over there playing with them Asians, and the Asians got a hold with that guerrilla warfare. They seen some stuff they ain't never seen before. You got people still, we got survivors that are still messed up in the head to this day from the Vietnam War. Where it said Donald Trump floated putting U.S. troops on the ground in Iran like it was just another dial he could turn, a show of strength, a tougher phase, a sentence you can drop in front of cameras so to sound decisive. In one reported remark, he mocked the standard presidential promise of no boots on the ground. See, and indicated he does not make that promise. However, here's the problem. In a country like Iran, troops on the ground is not a phrase, it's a trap door. See that? It says it is the moment of war, a moment a war stops being something you watch on a screen and becomes something families live through, taxpayers bankroll, and future presidents inherit. Right? And those the lesson I did the other day about um one of Iran's missiles penetrating the military facility of the U.S. and unaliving four servicemen. Um, Trump said like these things are unfortunately in war these things are happening, so expect more to come. See that? He's saying expect more casualties on the United States and to come, especially if he puts boots on the ground. All right, so even before any ground commitment, Reuters reported that Trump's top national security officials went to Congress to justify the Iran campaign while leaving open the possibility of United States ground troops and doing it without offering a definitive exit strategy, drawing warnings from lawmakers about stumbling into another prolonged conflict like Afghanistan. All right, you see that? It says this is why the casualness matters when a president talks about boots on the ground without first explaining how many, for how long, and what cost, at what cost, and to what end. It isn't tough talk. It it's the sound of a country walking towards a disaster without a plan. Mm, mm. Walking towards this, just walking. What do you say? Walking through hell with gasoline draws on. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, listen. His prideful decisions is sending uh um sending in up 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 shit creek without a paddle, sending them to his own demise, leading America to destruction. And it's all being it's being really being done by Yahweh Shem Yahshua to put these decisions in the mind of Trump. And this is the purpose that he was even created in the first place. You know, just for the day of evil to be punished. It says, so let's do what Washington's slogan never do: run the numbers, follow the consequences, and ask the questions any real plan would have to answer before a single boot touches Iran soil. This community is powered by you. What starts as a little circle has grown into something much bigger, and it is all because of you readers. Every time you forward this email post, what is this going into? So basically, it's telling to ask questions and resist. All right, run the numbers. Let's run the numbers. It says, here's the first reality check. Iran is not a small country you can talk about in limited missions, clinches, and expect the numbers to stay polite. UNFPA lists Iran's 2025 population at 94.4 million. That matters because once a president starts floating troops on the ground, population stops being a trivia fact and starts becoming a force requirement problem. Because you put those of course of those 90, what is it said, 90 of those 92 million, of course majority of them are not military, but here's the thing, they can easily be deputized, and they can easily, just like if foreign countries started coming putting boots on the ground over here in America. Let's just say they go into these, you know they go into these good old boy country areas, they're gonna have something for them. Just like in retrospect, the same thing if America puts boots on the ground over here, you know, you know, they're gonna have something for them. It says the fourth force math gets observed fast. Army University press material on U.S. Counterinsurgency document cites a commonly cited planning range of about 20 to 25% security personnel per 1,000 residents. Apply that to a country of 92.4 million people, and you are no longer talking about a symbolic deployment or short, uh, tough sounding phase. They're talking about numbers that land in the low millions. Damn. At $20 per 20 per 1,000, the rough number is about 1,848,000 personnel. At 25 per 1,000, it rises to 2,310,000. See that? Those are not predictions. They they do not mean Trump has announced a 2 million person occupation. They do mean something simpler and more devastating. Once you even run through the rough planning math for a country this large, the phased troops on the ground stop sounding like a serious limit option and start sounding like an admission that nobody has bothered to explain the scale. Meaning they ain't, ooh, oh my goodness, let me get a scripture. All right, this is Luke 14 and 28. It says, "For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first?" I know this is talking about something different, but uh, symbolically, it's the same thing that this is talking about in this article. All right, it says, "For which of you intending to build a tower, all right, and which is a place for defense, setting down first, sitteth not down first, and count the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it." Right. So if you're going to a war, what aren't you going to sit down and count the costs, especially for the different types of war? First, you set a big old Navy campaign over there with two aircraft carriers in their strike groups. You know, that's a lot of military personnel that you send over there. Not only the aircrafts that are going to be with those strike groups on those aircraft carriers. You know, so now that's costing a lot of money. Um, you're testing super hypersonic missiles off the coast of California, trying to get more arsenal. See, they're not going to be able to do the same thing they did in World War II when they were trying to construct the split the atom and create the atom bombs. Like Big Man and Little Man, when they dropped them, they weren't even 100% sure that those were gonna work yet. They didn't get lucky. It was just all planned by Yahweh by Shem Shai. So now him blindly going into a war thinking that Iran is just a small minute country because of their lack of nuclear resources, that he could just go in there and throw his weight around. But it's not going to add up. It doesn't add up like that. Look at the population alone. You put boots on the ground, it's going to be a serious problem for the United States because just like how they ain't gonna want the citizens are not gonna want them there. So not only are you gonna have to worry about the military, you're gonna have to worry about the citizens out as well. What you're gonna be caught it's like in the middle of a civil war because you're gonna have some that are going to be happy that U.S. troops, excuse me, are on the ground, but so and they're gonna that's gonna cause civil unrest in Iran. Not only that, you're fighting a war against Iran with the civil war going on in the midst of Iran. It doesn't make any sense. Putting boots on the ground would be the worst thing for Trump to do. But as other countries get involved to the aid of Iran, it's going to look like there's not going to be any other choice. All right, it says, um, let me see. It says Trump could say the reckless part is one sentence, but the data says that sentence opens into a undertaking so fast that casual talk about it becomes its own indictment. Russia's reported that administration officials defending the Iran campaign in Congress left open the possibility of U.S. ground troops, even while failing to provide definitive exit strategies. It says, pair that political vagueness with this population math, and the gap becomes impossible to ignore. The rhetoric is small, but the burden it hints at is enormous. See that? It's going to be put a big financial burden. Also, it says, and that is before you even get to the next question, which is the one even ordinary families would ask first. If the numbers are this big, who exactly is supposed to supply the people, the years, and the money? Let's go back to Luke 8:14 and 28 again. It says, for which of you intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and count the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it? All right. It says, less happily after he laid the foundation and is not able to finish it, all that behold, it begin to mock him, saying, the man began to build and was not able to finish. It's like they're going to mock Trump, saying this man went to war and was not able to finish. This going to lead. This is it. This is it. There's no turning back from this. The eyes have seen the agenda of the United States, and it was all a chess move by Russia, Iran, China, and North Korea. Involvement with Venezuela. Like, come on, you have China and Russia that are backing Venezuela, and they allowed that to happen. There was a reason. They wanted to show the world what America is all about, man. Now the world is seeing the greed of this place and the pride of this place, and who yet better to have